Hello and welcome. I am so happy that you have joined me for practice today. If you have not yet practiced with me, my name is Savannah, and today I will be sharing a yoga class focusing on strengthening the lower body, the glutes, the quadriceps, the fronts of the legs, and a little bit of the hamstrings, the backs of the legs as well. Mostly the quadriceps though. If you enjoy this practice, I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel, if you give this video the thumbs up, and if you leave me a comment. I'm always open to suggestions or requests for future classes. I will definitely take them into consideration. Please know that this is your time on your mat, and this is your body and your practice. So take what you need and leave whatever is not serving you at this time. Take water whenever you need, take breaks, make this right for you. Let's begin in a comfortable seated position. You can be kneeling or cross-legged. It's completely up to you. And let's just take a few moments to settle in with the breath. Feeling each inhale, and then also sensing into each breath out, each exhale. Notice if your inhale is longer than your exhale, or if your exhale is longer than your inhale. Can you allow your head to reach up higher towards the ceiling so you find a little bit more space in between all of the vertebrae of your spine? Then allow your sit bones and your hips, your feet to ground down into your yoga mat, into the earth beneath you. Can you breathe in a little bit deeper? And as you breathe out, let go of something that is not serving you, or just let go of something that is not working for you right now. Breathe in and take what you need: joy, calm, compassion, kindness, gentleness, determination, persistence, patience, whatever you need. And then exhale, let go of something you do not need. Anger, annoyance, irritability, anxiousness, stress, feelings of overwhelm. Let whatever you need to go, let it go. And come into your body and allow your body and your mind to come right here, right now, onto your mat, together as one. Take one more really big breath in here through the nose. Out through the mouth. Release that breath. Let it go. Open your eyes if you had closed them. Bring some movement into the body, wiggling your fingers and your toes, rolling the shoulders up and down a few times. And then we'll come into a tabletop position on hands and knees, all fours. Allow the shoulders to stack over top of the wrists and the hips over the knees. Fingers are spread nice and far apart. And ground down into all 10 fingers, both of the knees as well as the tops of the feet. Just take a few moments here to ground down and settle into your tabletop. From here, lift your left knee up towards the ceiling. The foot can be flexed or pointed, whatever you like. We're going to lift it and lower down in line with the right knee. Lift it up and lower it back down. Just continue like this, warming up the glutes so that they can be activated and engaged throughout our practice. We'll do 5 more. Make sure that your torso, your core, your shoulders are all staying stationary. So the only thing that's moving is your left leg. Let's do 1 more. Good. Now take the left leg out to the left and back down in line with the right knee. Continue just like this. So the left leg is bent to about 90 degrees. Five more. 3 more. Last one here. Lower it down. We'll do that on the other side now. So lift the right leg up. The leg is bent to about 90 degrees. The foot can be flexed or pointed. It's up to you. Lift it up and lower it down in line with the left knee. As you lift it up, make sure you're not dropping your belly down to the floor and shrugging your shoulders up to your ears. Allow everything else in your body to remain still as you lift and lower the right knee. You can move faster or slower than me. Find a pace that works well for you. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Good. Bring it out to the right side now. So the leg is still bent to 90 degrees, lifting it and lowering it so it comes back in line with the left knee. Halfway there. Two more. Good. Lower it down. From here, staying in this tabletop position, tuck all 10 toes under. Lift the knees up just to a hover above the ground. Hold here for a couple of breaths. Breathing in and out through the nose. Good. Lower the knees down. Extend the left leg straight out to the left so the foot will be down on the ground off of your mat. Lift it up. Bend the knee and extend. We'll do about 10 of these, just bending and then extending the knee, keeping the leg to about the height of your hip if you can. Otherwise, you can drop it down lower. Try to keep the weight equal in each of your hands, so you're not leaning too far over to the right. Let's do 1 more. Good. Release the left knee back down. Tuck all 10 toes under. Once again, lift the knees up to a hover, so the knees are very close to the ground. Shoulders are stacked over the hips. Hold here. Good. Release down. Take your right leg out to the right so the foot will be off of your mat on the ground. Lift it up. Bend the knee. Extend. Just like this, we'll do about 10 of these. Make sure you're not leaning over to the left, which is what your body will naturally want to do. But keep the weight equal in each of your hands. Let's do 2 more. Good. Lower the right knee back down to the ground. Tuck all 10 toes under. Lift the knees up just to a hover. Lift the hips up towards downward facing dog. Keep the knees nice and bent. Lower them down to the ground. Inhale, lift the hips up. Keep the knees bent. Exhale, lower down towards the ground. Continue like this. Hips up, inhale, exhale, lower the knees down. Hips up, inhale, exhale, hovering tabletop. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, hovering tabletop. Inhale, down dog, knees stay bent. Exhale, hovering tabletop. Inhale, down dog, knees bent. Exhale, hovering tabletop. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, hovering tabletop. One more time. Inhale, downward facing dog. Exhale, hovering tabletop. Good. Release the knees down. Come to a seat. Place your hands on your lap. Just take one big breath here. Notice how your glutes are feeling. Notice how your quadriceps are feeling. Good. From here, we're going to move into some camel lean backs. So you'll stand up on your knees, hips over knees, shoulders over top of the hips. You can bring your hands together at heart center. Keep everything in a nice long line from the crown of your head all the way down to your knees. And then you'll just start to lean back, keeping everything in that nice long line. Go as far back as you can, maintaining a very nice, smooth control of this movement. We'll do about 5 of these. You can try to do this with your toes tucked under if that works better for you. Your hands can be wherever you like them, so if you want to bring your hands to your hips or arms just alongside your body, you can do that as well. Let's do one more. Come back to center, have a seat down onto your feet, kneeling position here, hands on your lap. One big breath here. Good, make your way now to the top of your mat in the standing position. Let's set the hips low, arms can reach up, or hands come together at heart center. I'll be bringing my hands together at heart center. Feet can be farther apart to hip distance, or close together with the heels slightly apart. Let's just hold this here for about 5 breaths, breathing in and out through the nose. See if you can shift the weight back more into the heels, less weight into the toes. Can you sit your hips all the way back and down like you were actually sitting into a chair? Bend your knees a little bit more, lift your heart up towards the sky. One more breath here. Good. From here, step your left foot out. The leg is straight and the foot will step off of your mat, back in. Right leg straight out to the side, off of your mat. Step it back in. Continue just like this. Keep the hips very low towards the ground. Hands can be wherever you like them. Move at your own pace throughout this class, moving as fast or as slow as you like. Try to keep everything else in your body staying stationary and still, except for that leg that is stepping out. We'll do one more on each side. Last one here on the right. Come up to stand. Arms can reach up. Inhale. Exhale, fold down over the legs. Bring your feet to mat distance apart. Heels in, toes out, sit your hips low, come into Malasana. Keep yourself lifted up in this pose rather than hips going all the way down to the mat if that is in your practice. So stay higher here today. From here, hands come to the ground, lift your hips up. Legs can still be bent. And then drop the hips down towards the ground, hands at heart center. We'll do that a few times. Hands come down and lift the hips up. Legs can still be bent. Lower the hips down, hands at heart center. Hands can come down, lift the hips up. Hands at heart center, lower the hips down. Hands come down to the mat to lift the hips up. Hands can come to heart center, lower down into Malasana. Hands down, lift the hips up. Hands at heart center, lower the hips down. One more time here, lower the hands down, lift the hips up. Lower the hips down, hands at heart center. Just hang out here for a few breaths. From here, come all the way up to stand. Reach your arms up. Look up to your hands. Hands come down through heart center. Sit the hips all the way down into Malasana. One full breath here. In and out through the nose. Bring the arms up. Come to stand. Look up to your hands. And then exhale, come right back down to Malasana. Inhale, come to stand. Exhale, Malasana. Sit the hips down towards the ground. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Exhale, sit the hips low, Malasana. One more time. Inhale, come up to stand. Exhale, sit the hips down low to Malasana. From here, come up to stand once again. Hands at heart center. Step the feet close together. Sit the hips down into chair pose. From here, roll all the way back along the length of your spine. Plant the feet down. Arms come down alongside your body, making your way into bridge pose. So making sure that you can just reach your heels with your fingertips. Press down into your feet. Lift the hips up off of the ground. Think of dragging your feet back towards your hips. And once you've given that a try, think of dragging your feet, your heels out towards the top of your mat. Notice how this changes the pose. Good, lower the hips all the way back down. Bring your knees in towards your chest, wrap your arms around your legs, rock from side to side. Grab onto the backs of your legs with your hands. Rock back and forth along the length of your spine. And come up into boat pose. So the legs can be bent or the legs can be straight. Hands can be on the legs or alongside your legs or down on the mat. Let's now plant the feet down. Make your way back into chair pose. Arms reach far out in front of you. And start to shift the weight all the way forward. Come into chair, lifting the hips up off of the ground. Hands at heart center. Good. Come to stand. Inhale, reach the arms up. Hands come down through heart center. Let's flow through that a few times, adding on. Sit the hips low into chair pose. Arms can reach up, or hands stay at heart center. Sit the hips all the way down. Come into bridge pose, planting the feet down onto the mat. Lift the hips up. From here, lift your right foot up off of the ground. Bring it back down. Left foot lifts up. Right leg lifts up. Left leg lifts up. So this is called a marching bridge. Both legs stay bent. You're just lifting the leg a little bit off of the ground. Keeping the hips lifted up nice and high. Let's do one more on each side. Good, bring your hips down. Grab onto the backs of your legs, come all the way up, back into chair pose right away. Plant the feet down, hands come to heart center. Come to chair pose, however you need to get there is fine. Let's come to stand. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands come down through heart center. Sit the hips low once again. Step your left foot out to the left. Right foot out to the right. Left, right, left, right. Let's do a few more. One more on each side. Stay low in your chair now. Come all the way down onto the ground, coming into bridge pose. Coming into a different variation this time. The left leg will stay down on the mat. Right leg will extend up to the sky. Lift those hips up higher, ground down into the mat with your left foot a little bit more. And breathe in the pose. Stay with your breath. Lower the right foot back down. Right away, lift the left leg up to the sky. Lift the hips up higher. Press down into the right foot, into the mat a little bit more to feel very stable and steady in this pose. Lower the left foot back down. Both feet are down. Lift the hips up nice and high. One final breath right here. Lower the hips all the way back down. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Arms wrap around your legs. Rock from side to side. Grab onto the backs of your legs and rock back and forth along the length of your spine. Come into boat pose when you are ready. Hands can be down. The feet can also be down. Just make sure you are still feeling this in your core. Plant the feet down. Reach the arms far out in front of you. The arms go to the inside of the knees. Shift forward, lean forward, come into chair pose. Hands at heart center, arms reach up. It's up to you. Come all the way up to stand. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands come down through heart center. Let's move through that one more time. Sit the hips low, chair pose. Lift your heart up a little bit more as you sit the hips down. Sit the hips all the way down to the mat. Come onto your back for bridge pose. Lift the hips up as you are ready. And come onto the ball of the right foot, lifting the right heel up. Hold here. Lower it down, come onto the ball of the left foot, lift the left heel up. Hold here. Lower it down, lift both heels up off of the mat. Lower the heels down, lower the hips down. From here, bring your feet out to the edges of your mat. Bring your knees in to touch one another. Rest here for one big breath, in and out through the nose. Good. From here, extend your legs out long, toes up, heels down. Make sure that your legs aren't all the way straight, so there is a bit of a bend in your knees. And press down into the heels, arms are alongside your body. Let's lift the hips up and lower them back down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 5 more. 3 more. Keep dragging the heels back towards you. Last one here. Lift and lower. Bring the knees in towards your chest. Wrap the arms around the legs. Rock from side to side. Bring the hands to the backs of your legs, your hamstrings. Rock back and forth along the length of your spine. Come up into boat pose. Reach your chest up towards the sky. Arms reach towards the feet. Legs lift up off of the ground. Stay here for just a little bit longer. Good, plant the feet down, shift all of the weight forward, reach your arms forward, come into chair pose. However you need to make that transition, that is great. Come all the way up to stand, inhale, exhale, hands come down through heart center. Good, let's make our way down into a kneeling position. Let's move back into those camel lean backs. Hands at heart center or wherever you like them is good. So we're gonna find a nice straight long line from the crown of our head to our knees. And start to lean back from the knees, keeping everything else nice and straight. This is a great way to strengthen your quadriceps, the fronts of your legs, without using any equipment or any weights. If you have more of a range of motion, you can go farther back than I can go. That is great. And if you have a smaller range of motion and you can't quite go as far, that is also great. Let's do one more. Good. Have a seat, cross-legged or kneeling. Just take a couple of breaths here. In and out through the nose. Allowing your breath to flow. Let's come up to stand at the top of our mats. And from here, we're gonna move into some rolling chairs. So we kind of did this before, but now we're just gonna do the rolling chairs instead of doing the boat poses and the bridges at the bottom. Let's inhale, reach the arms up, hands come down through heart center, come into chair, sit the hips back down to the ground, legs reach up to the ceiling as you come up towards your shoulders and your upper back. Come into just for the transition as you come back into chair. So you can watch me at first, and as you get more into this rhythm of this movement, you'll be able to move a little bit faster and more fluidly and dynamic. Let's begin. Chair pose, come all the way down onto your back, legs up, arms up, plant the feet down, chair pose once again. So moving from chair and then coming all the way down, rolling along the length of your spine, planting the feet down as you lift your chest up back into chair. Move as fast or as slow as you like. We'll do about 3 more. 2 more. If your pace is different than mine, that is okay. Last one right here. Come up to chair when you are ready, and then come up to stand. Bring the arms alongside your body. Take one big breath here. Good. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold down over the legs. Bring your right foot out to the right side of your mat. Plant the hands down. Step the left foot back. We're in an active lizard pose. So can you extend your left heel further back behind you to the back of your mat? The right foot is planted down. The shoulders are stacked over top of the wrists. If you would like, you can shift the weight forward and then back, or maybe from side to side if you like. Take one more breath here. Good. Step the left foot up to the outside of the left hand. Come into a forward fold for a few breaths. You can bring opposite hand to opposite elbow. Allow your upper body and your head to dangle down towards the ground. Let the head become very heavy. Plant the hands down. Step the right foot back behind you. Reach the right heel further back towards the back of your mat. The left foot is far out to the left side of your mat. Both hands plant down to the inside of that foot. Reach your heart forward. Allow the hips to settle down closer towards the ground if that feels okay for you. And let the left knee stack directly over the left ankle. 2 more big breaths here. Good. Step the right foot back up to the top of your mat. Coming back into your forward fold, doing whatever feels good with the arms, with the hands. Bending the knees as much as you need to. Plant the hands down, step the feet back, come into a tabletop. Take 1 big breath in your tabletop, planting the hands down, grounding down into the knees and the tops of the feet, shoulders over the wrists, and the hips are over the knees. Fingers are spread nice and far apart. Let's tuck the toes under and lift the knees just to a hover. We're going to hold our hovering tabletop for about 5 breaths. Stay with your breath and maintain a nice, steady, smooth pattern with your breath. You should really be feeling the fronts of your legs, the quadriceps working right now. 1 more breath right here. Lower the knees down. From here, tuck the toes under, lift the knees up, lower the knees down. Inhale, left. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Continue just like this, moving at your own pace. Just lifting the knees up and then lowering them all the way back down to the mat. It's a very small range of motion. So when you lift the knees up, the knees stay very close to the ground. Let's do 2 more. Good. Bring your legs all the way out in front of you as you come to a seat. Bring your hands to your legs, your quadriceps, and feel your quadriceps engage a lot here. As you feel the quadriceps muscles press up into your hands. Allow that muscle group to engage. Lift the crown of your head up towards the sky. Allow the back body to be very active and strong here. Good. Bend your knees. Take your time to come all the way down onto your back. There's no rush to get there, so take your time. And once you're there, let's extend the right leg long. Hug the left knee in towards your chest. Fingers interlace around the left shin. Allow the right leg, specifically the right heel, to stretch out farther in front of you. Let both shoulders and the entire length of your spine to relax down onto the mat. Take one more breath. Release that leg long. Bring the right knee now into your chest, fingers interlace around the right shin. Left leg goes long and stretch the left heel farther out in front of you towards the top of your mat. Allow your body to get a little bit heavier, a little bit more grounded and solid. Feel your yoga mat supporting you. Feel the ground and the earth beneath your yoga mat supporting you as well. Gently allow the right knee to come closer towards your chest. Allow your breath to get deeper. Release your right leg long. Release your entire body down into Shavasana. Take up lots of space on your mats. The elbows and the forearms, the hands can be off of your mat. The feet can also be off of your mat. The legs can be bent if that feels better for you. Or maybe you place a rolled up blanket or some pillows underneath your knees to support your lower back. You can also take Shavasana lying on your side or on your stomach. Make this time at the end of your practice feel really good for your body, taking into account any areas of discomfort, stiffness, tightness, soreness that you are experiencing today. Make any adjustments that you need to, and then simply settle in. Allow there to be a very easy flow to your breath. Allow it to be smooth rather than choppy. Let it be deep rather than shallow. Let it take its time rather than making it feel rushed in any way. Notice how you feel lying down in your Shavasana after all of that hard work you did, focusing on the lower body. observe any sensations, thoughts, or feelings that come up. Thank your body for all that it allows you to do each and every day. Thank yourself for making it to your mat, for taking care of both your body and your mind, for taking care of all parts of you. Taking a moment to slow down and notice how that feels. Please stay here in your Shavasana for as long as you would like. Take your time, coming out of it only when you feel ready. Thank you so very much for sharing your practice with me, for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. If you have not already, please subscribe to my channel, hit the thumbs up, and leave me a comment. It would also be really great if you shared my channel or this yoga class with someone you think who would appreciate it. Thank you so much. The light in me sees and recognizes the light in you. Namaste.